Simple, easy, build, and it's going to get your kids involved in the shop with you. Let's have some fun today with a 6-foot cedar fence board. Y'all ready? All right, I went ahead and laid out the fence board for you just to speed up the video. But hey, you're going to need measure from a square top. If you got to go over to your miter saw and make that square, make it square. Front side's 8 inches, back side's 8 inches. First side is 5 1/4. Second side is 5 1/4. Your bottom is going to be 4 1/4 inches. You might have to play with that a little bit depending on the thickness of your fence board. Your wide roof is going to be 9 inches, and then you're going to rip a piece 9 by 4 3/4 inches for your narrow roof. So wide roof, narrow roof. Now what you're left over with is almost 2 foot, and we can use that for a mounting board. Now what I don't like to do on these birdhouses, unless you're just using them for decorations, I don't put perches on them, and I don't let the bottom shelf or the bottom floor stick out. It allows larger birds to sit on them, stick their head in the hole, damage the eggs, hurt the hatchlings. So if you're using this in the environment to create a nesting box for your bird or a birdhouse for an actual bird, don't put a perch on it. Birds don't need it. Pro tip. All right, let's cut these things out on a miter saw. Remember, you don't need a miter saw. You can use a skill saw if you need to. Just use your speed square as a guide and you can get straight lines. But hey, let's cover up our ears and our eyes. You never know, baby. Let's go.
Most folks only see the finished piece. They don't see the nights nobody clap, the prayers whispered over sawdust, the work you do when the world's asleep.
All right, you've got this left over. You can use it for a mounting board, which I'm going to do is put our birdhouse on it. Then I can mount it to a fence or a post or a tree or a post. You can use it, set your birdhouse on here so they've got a place to sit and you can put seeds in it and stuff. But honestly, I would advise against that. I don't even put a dial and a perch on it just for that reason. The bird don't need it. You don't need it. I'm telling you. Now let's put this thing together. This next step you can do on your table saw or with your skill saw. If you're not comfortable doing it with a miter saw, trust your gut, don't do it. But that one piece we needed, ripped down to 4 3/4, I trust myself. So we're gonna rip it down on the miter saw. Want to show you a little trick because we still got to cut the tops of them. But if you take your, just remember, this is the width of your actual fence board. So the 5 1/4 inches is the tall. That's why I have the arrow on it. Normally wouldn't put them on here, but I want to show y'all the 5 1/4 inches is tall. So if you set your board, and if you can see that, if you were to set it flush on the ground, you could make you a mark if you didn't have a miter saw. You could make you a mark right there. Then measure the center, 5 1/2. Half of that is 2 3/4, and you could draw a line if you didn't have a miter saw. You could also take your speed square. Once you get the center point, you could also take your speed square and do it like that and get your center point or your angle from your center point to your angle. Then you would just flip it and do the same thing on the other side. Simple, easy. Teach your kids, get them in the shop. So let's cut these things. All right, you got a mark for the entry hole. Remember, we're not putting a perch on this. We're keeping those big birds out. But I'm going to show you an easy way to do it. I'm going to go ahead and give you the measurements. You need to mark 2 3/4 inches from the side to the center of your hole because you want your hole as high as you can to keep those big birds from being able to stick their heads in. Then you want to go up 4¼ from the bottom. That's going to give the top of your hole approximately 5 inches to the top, which is right under your roof line. Birds can fly right in, put their nesting material in there, hatch those little babies.
I burn midnight oil and all my woodworks, hands full of calluses, heart full of hurt, cutting straight lines in the dead of the night, trying to turn hard.
There you go, perfect little hole. Fostering bit, Bauer drill press. Hey, I've got some Bauer tool descriptions and unboxings in the video. If you can see me down here, check them out. I'll put the link in the description. Now I'm going to add a step here. You don't have to do this, but I'm going to sand these things down just to make it a little smooth. If I want to paint it or stain it, I've got that option. It just sticks better to me. So that's what I'm going to do now. Sand it down.
Most folks only see the finished piece. They don't see the nice nobody clap.
All right, we're going to glue these things together. Remember, get you a glue that is okay around water, like Type Bond 3 or something equivalent. Also, you're going to need 1.5" brad nails, or you can get away with 1¼ brad nails, or 1¼ 1.5" finish screws. Don't use wood screws on it. You'll split your wood. So let's put these things together. Remember, side piece first. Remember, wording on the inside. Birds don't mind you got drawing on in there. Remember what I told you. Your side pieces go on the inside. And let me show you why. When you put your roof on, you want it to set in there like that. If it was the other way, you'd create a problem and your roof would stick up like that right there and you wouldn't be able to get it in there. So side pieces on the inside. So now let's put the back and the bottom on.
Alarm clock rings, boots hit the floor. Another long day, same job as before. Punch in, punch out, wearing time on my hands. Come home to a grind only I understand. Shop lights humming, radio low. Sawdust hangs heavy, slow as it goes. Walnut and maple, lean on the wall. Laser still running while the whole town falls.
All right, if you nail, and this is a personal preference of mine, if you nail your short roof on first, you can line it up with your peaks, and then your longer roof or wider roof board will line up to the top to create a peak. That's that simple. We're almost done with this puppy. Let's put that on. You can eyeball it which way you want to go. Just get it as close as you can to the front and back with the same dimensions. Now, a little trick is you can take finish screws and put your top on like that. You can put your next piece on. Turn it around so you can see it better. You can put your next piece on like that right there, and what'll happen is if you use finish screws on this side, which I'm not going to do it, you can actually take the top off and clean it if you want to, but I promise you those birds will clean it out themselves if they want it. Now, make sure when you screw, you don't let your screws, you saw me measuring the side so I could, because I just guessed at how far I wanted the front to overhang and the back to overhang. But make sure your nails don't go through and splinter into the inside, because birds won't want to get in there. But that's it. Now, let me show you one more thing. I'll be right back. Now, if you'll put the same pitch, got glue on my finger. If you'll put the same pitch on that board that was left over, we can do what I'm about to do, and it'll make it easier to mount and take off the tree or the post. Make sure you only nail the sides, okay, and the bottom. So you're going to have to make marks. That is a fun little build you can build with your kids in the shop. But that's it right there. Perfect little birdhouse. Remember, I put the back on it so you can screw it into the tree right here with 2 or 3 screws to hold it up there. Perfect. Remember, I don't put perches on it because the birds can fly in easily. Anything you put here can cause another bird to reach inside and maybe get the eggs. So we used 1 1/4 inch, 1.5 hole. 1 1/4 is where you want to go. Bluebirds, 1.5 hole. Chickadees, 1 1/4 hole. Finches, 1.5 hole. Get up to woodpeckers, maybe 1.5 to 2 inches. And owls, I have to research that one. If you know the answer to that one, how big's the hole need to be for an owl? Leave it in the bottom. But this one will sit somewhere between 4, 6, and 7 feet off the ground, 4 to 6 feet for bluebirds, 4 or 5, 10 feet for wrens, I believe it is, 5 to 15 for chickadees. Woodpeckers are going to be 10 to 20, so 4 to 6 will attract bluebirds and wrens. So there you go. Get in the wood shop with your kids and make a birdhouse out of one $3 board. Hey, by the way, don't forget to hit that thumbs up and subscribe. Drop me a comment and tell me what type of birdhouse you'd like to see next. Spring is coming up, so we're going to do some different things this year and try to add some twist to it. So appreciate y'all watching, and always, Jesus loves you.